Once upon a time, there was a girl named Cinderella. All Cinderella did all day, every day, was scrub the floor, do the laundry, cook the meals, and wash the dishes. Cinderella lived with her stepmother and stepsisters, Ivy and Esmeralda. They made her do all the work around the house while they did nothing at all. One day, an invitation arrived for a ball at the castle hosted by the prince. Every maiden in the kingdom was invited. The stepsisters couldn't wait. They went through their closets to find their fanciest gowns to wear to the ball. Cinderella dreamed of going to a ball at the castle. "May I borrow a dress to wear to the ball?" she asked her stepsisters hopefully.
"You,"
Esmeralda jeered.
"You're not invited."
"But I thought everyone was invited," protested Cinderella. "Cinderella," Ivy continued, "you have too much work to do. No ball at the castle for you." On the day of the ball, Cinderella desperately wanted to see the castle and get a peek at the ball, so she followed her stepmother and stepsisters. As the stepsisters entered, Cinderella admired the castle from afar, wishing that she could go inside. She looked down at her old dress, wishing she had a fancy dress too. "Oh, how I wish I had something to wear so that I could go to the ball too," Cinderella cried. Then, out of nowhere, a magical little woman appeared.
"Did I hear someone say, 'wish'?"
she asked, smiling. "Who are you?" Cinderella asked.
"Why, I'm your fairy godmother, of course. I'm here to make your wish come true."
"You can really make my wish come true?" asked Cinderella.
"Of course I can. Watch this,"
said her fairy godmother with a wave of her wand. Sparkles rained down on Cinderella, and she watched in amazement as her old dress turned into a beautiful white gown, complete with a set of glass slippers on her feet.
"Off you go to the ball, my dear,"
said her fairy godmother.
"But please remember one thing. You must leave before midnight. That's when the magic will end, and you will be back in your old clothes."
"I will," promised Cinderella, "and thank you, fairy godmother." When Cinderella entered the castle, no one recognized her, not even her own stepsisters. The prince noticed her immediately and asked her to dance. They danced all night long. Cinderella was having such a good time that she forgot all about her fairy godmother's warning until she heard the chimes of the clock. Oh no! It was midnight! Cinderella ran out of the castle as fast as she could before the magic ended. She didn't want the prince to see her in her old clothes. The prince chased after her, but all he found was one of her glass slippers. The prince was determined to find the girl he danced and laughed with all night long. He made sure every girl in the kingdom tried on the glass slipper. When he found the girl whose foot fit into the shoe, he would invite her back to the castle. On hearing this, the stepsisters did everything they could to fit into the glass slipper, but nothing worked. It didn't fit. "May I try the glass slipper?" asked Cinderella. Her stepsisters laughed. "Go ahead, but it won't fit you," Ivy teased.
"I don't think you're the princess the prince had in mind,"
said Esmeralda. But to their surprise, Cinderella's foot slid easily into the glass slipper. It was a perfect fit. "But how?" Ivy sputtered. "Well, I had some help from my fairy godmother," Cinderella replied. With that, the fairy godmother reappeared and transformed Cinderella once again into a beautiful princess.
"There you are, my dear. This dress is perfect for you. Better than those old rags. Now go find your prince,"
said the fairy godmother.
"How do we get a fairy godmother?"
Esmeralda wondered. Cinderella returned to the castle to see the prince. Every day they went for long walks on the palace grounds, talking and laughing. They fell in love and were married. Everyone in the kingdom was invited, even Cinderella's stepmother and stepsisters. This is Goldilocks. She is called Goldilocks because of her springy locks of golden hair. Goldilocks is an expert at skipping. Usually, Goldilocks likes to skip around the pond, but today she decided to skip through the forest. Along the path, she noticed the cutest, coziest cottage she had ever seen.
I wonder who lives in such a cute, cozy cottage,
Goldilocks thought. Goldilocks skipped to the cottage for a closer look. She knocked on the door and was disappointed when no one answered. Then it hit her. The most wonderful smell she had ever smelled.
Porridge.
Goldilocks said dreamily as her stomach rumbled.
That smell is making me hungry. I don't think anyone would mind if I went in for a quick taste.
She opened the door to the cottage. After all that skipping, Goldilocks was starving. Goldilocks went to the table where she found 3 bowls of porridge. She tasted the first bowl.
Too sweet,
she said. Then she tasted the middle bowl.
Too cinnamony,
she said. Finally, she tasted the last bowl. It was just right.
Wow! This is delicious porridge,
she said. After all that skipping and eating, Goldilocks wanted to sit down. Goldilocks looked around the cozy cottage and noticed 3 chairs. She sat in the first chair.
Too hard,
she said. Then she sat in the middle chair.
Too cushiony,
she said. Finally, she sat in the last chair. It was just right.
This is the most comfortable chair ever,
she said. After all that skipping and eating and sitting, Goldilocks was feeling sleepy. She went into the next room and saw 3 beds. She flopped onto the first bed.
Too firm,
she said. Then she flopped onto the middle bed.
Too pillowy,
she said. Finally, she flopped onto the last bed. It was just right, she said. Meanwhile, 3 bears came in the door.
That was a fine skip through the forest,
said the Papa Bear.
It's good to be home,
said the Mama Bear.
I'm hungry,
said the Little Bear. The bears went over to the table where they noticed something was different about their porridge.
Somebody's been eating my porridge,
said the Papa Bear.
and somebody's been eating my porridge,
said the Mama Bear.
Hey, my porridge is almost gone,
said the Little Bear. The bears ate what was left of their porridge and then went to sit down. They noticed something was different about their chairs.
Somebody's been sitting in my chair,
said the Papa Bear.
and somebody's been sitting in my chair,
said the Mama Bear.
Hey, my chair looks like a person,
said the Little Bear. After all that skipping and wondering about porridge and chairs, the bears were sleepy and they headed to bed. They noticed something was different about their beds.
Somebody's been flopping in my bed,
said the Papa Bear.
and somebody's been flopping in my bed,
said the Mama Bear.
Hey, there's a girl in my bed,
said the Little Bear. Goldilocks opened one eye, then the other. She saw 3 bears staring at her.
Hello,
said the Little Bear.
we're the bears that live here.
You are? said Goldilocks, wide-eyed.
Did you know that you have the best porridge, chair, and bed in the whole world? I think so too,
said the Little Bear.
You don't mind that I tried them?
asked Goldilocks.
No, I don't mind,
Said the little bear.
let's play.
The little bear invited Goldilocks to stay, and they laughed and had pillow fights all morning long.
Hi, this is Lisa DiSimone. I'll be reading The Little Red Hen by Joseph Jacobs. There once was a farm with a big red barn. And in that big red barn, there lived many animals, the smallest of which was a little red hen. The little red hen may have been little, but she was the most active resident of the farm. When she wasn't laying eggs, she spent her time clucking and walking around the barn, pecking at the seeds on the ground or gathering up twigs and hay to make her nest. She kept everything in the barn tidy and clean. One day, while she was pecking at the ground, she discovered some leftover wheat grains that the farmer had left behind. She knew that the wheat could be planted and then made into delicious fresh bread. So she went to the pigsty where the pig was eating from a bucket of slop.
Excuse me. I need someone to help me plant this wheat,
Said the little red hen.
Not I,
Said the pig as he went back to his slop. So the little red hen went outside and found the cat lying in the sun and playing with a ball of yarn.
Will you help me plant this wheat?
Said the little red hen. Meow, said the cat. Not I. Can't you see that I'm busy? Meow. The little red hen was frustrated, but she did not give up. She walked all the way out to the pond where the duck was lazing around in the cool water.
Will you help me plant this wheat?
Said the little red hen.
Quack, quack. Not I. Maybe I will help you later when I'm finished with my swim.
Said the duck.
Quack, quack, then I will do it myself, said the little red hen.
So the little red hen went off on her own out to the field and found a nice spot to plant the wheat. When she was finished, she went back to the barn to rest. Soon, when the wheat had grown tall and golden yellow, the hen became excited to make bread from it. But first, she had to harvest it.
Who will help me cut the wheat?
Asked the little red hen.
not I.
Oinked the pig, who was lying in some mud. Not I, meowed the cat, who was taking a cat nap.
Not I.
Quacked the duck as he waddled back to the pond.
Quack, quack, then I will do it myself,
Said the little red hen. After she cut the wheat, the little red hen was tired, but she knew that the wheat had to be taken to the mill so it could be ground into flour.
Who will help me mill this wheat?
Asked the little red hen.
Not I.
Oinked the pig. Not I, meowed the cat.
Not I.
Quacked the duck.
Quack, quack, then I will do it myself.
Said the little red hen. Once the wheat had been ground into flour, the little red hen knew it was time to bake the bread.
Quack, who will help me bake the bread?
She asked, although she already predicted what the answer would be.
Not I.
Oinked the pig. Not I, meowed the cat.
Not I.
Quacked the duck.
Then I will do it myself,
said the little red hen. So she made the flour into a loaf of bread and put it into the oven. Then she sat and rested. Soon, as the bread became hot and soft, the air filled with the sweet smell of freshly baked bread. The pig and the cat and the duck all came running into the big red barn.
Who will help me eat this bread? Who will help me eat this bread?
Said the little red hen.
I will.
Oinked the pig.
I will.
Meowed the cat.
I will.
Quacked the duck.
Well, said the hen, did you help me plant the wheat? And did you help me harvest the wheat? And did you help me mill the wheat? And did you help me bake the bread?
The other animals all shook their heads no.
Then I will eat the bread myself,
Said the little red hen, and she did. The end.